Hello everyone, and welcome to a new lecture from International Reporting. We turn our attention this week to Africa, a place that you probably don't know too much about, and one that is increasingly important in the modern world. So we'll go through a lot of the countries. If you look at Africa, it's basically comprised of North Africa, which are a number of Arab states like Algeria. Algeria is, as you can see, up here, Spain, Portugal, Morocco, and across here to Egypt, down south to a lot of other interesting countries. The currency is the dinar. The language is Arabic. The capital is Algiers. Quite a large country, about 40 million people, and also in terms of space, more than 2 million square kilometers. Angola in southern Africa, and the language is Portuguese because it was part of the Portuguese Empire. The currency is the kwanza. The capital is Luanda. Population about 25 million people, and the area is 1.2 square kilometers. The official name is the Republic of Angola. Benin is here. It's in West Africa. It's between Togo and Nigeria. The language is French. It was part of the French Empire, and you'll see a lot of that. You'll see a lot of English-speaking countries, French-speaking countries, and then also a lot of native languages. The capital is Porto Novo. Population about 11 million people. Relatively small country. Its major bordering country is Nigeria here. Botswana is landlocked. It's in southern Africa. It shares a border with Namibia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. The language is English and Setswana. The currency is the pula. The capital is Gaborone. Population relatively small for Africa, just more than 2 million people, and a relatively small country with about 600,000 square kilometers. Burkina Faso is another landlocked country. It's in West Africa. So we were just there with Benin, bordered by Ghana, Niger, and Mali. The language there is French. The currency is the Communauté, the CFA, the Communauté Financière Africaine. The capital is Ouagadougou, one of my favorite capital names of all times. Population less than 20 million people and fairly small, almost 300,000 square kilometers. It used to be called Upper Volta. Burundi is a landlocked country in East Central Africa, bordered by Rwanda to the north, Tanzania to the east, the Democratic Republic of the Congo to the west. The language is Kirundi and French. The currency is 1 Burundi franc. The capital is Bujumbura. Small population of about 11 million people. It used to be called Urundi until 1962. Cabo Verde is an island which lies off the coast of Senegal in West Africa. The language is Portuguese. The currency is 1 Cape Verdean escudo. The capital is Praia. Population less than 1 million. The official name is the Republic of Cape Verde. Cameroon, another French colony in West Central Africa. The language is French and English. The currency is the CFA. The capital is Yaoundé. Population relatively large at more than 20 million people, but a fairly small country of 500,000 square kilometers. The Central African Republic, it's a landlocked country in Central Africa. It's bordered by Chad, Sudan, Congo and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The language is French, currency 1 CFA. The capital is Bangui. Population is small at less than 5 million people. Chad is a landlocked country in north-central Africa, bordered on the north by Libya, the east by Sudan, and the west by Cameroon, Nigeria, and Niger, and the south, the Central African Republic. The currency is the CFA. The capital is N'Djamena. Population about 14 million people in 2015. Comoros is an independent state which is a group of islands in the Indian Ocean. The language is French and Arabic. The currency is the Comorian franc. The capital is Moroni. Population fairly small, which happens with a lot of island countries, the exception being Japan. Less than 1 million. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is an equatorial country. Here's the equator here. In Central Africa, the language is French, currency 1 Congolese franc. The capital, Kinshasa, a large country of almost 80 million people. The Republic of Congo is here. And it's bounded by Cameroon, Gabon, Angola, and the Central African Republic. The language is French. The currency is 1 Communauté Financière Africaine, CFA franc. The capital is Brazzaville. Population about 5 million. It used to be the Republic of the Congo from 1970 to 1992. The Côte d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, in West Africa, language is French, the currency 1 CFA. The capital is Yamoussoukro. Population relatively large of more than 20 million people. It's known for being one of the technological centers of Africa. Djibouti, which is right here, is on what is called the Horn of Africa. Right here. Arabic and French are spoken there, 1 Djibouti franc. Djibouti is the capital of the country. Small population, but this has always been an area of a number of battles. Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia. There have been a lot of battles over the years during the Cold War. This is a very important sea lane for Africa and the rest of the world. Egypt, I spent a number of years in Egypt and only recently visited there, a country I like a lot. It's part of the Arab world. Up here we can see Israel, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, just across the Suez Canal. Arabic is spoken there. 1 Egyptian pound is the currency. The capital is Cairo, one of the largest countries in Africa and the Middle East of almost 100 million people. The official name is the Arab Republic of Egypt. Equatorial Guinea is in West Africa. The language there is Spanish, one of the few Spanish colonies in Africa. The CFA is the common currency. The CFA is a bit like the euro for Africa. Malabo is the capital. Relatively small population of less than 1 million. Eritrea is here. There was widespread starvation in Eritrea. In the 1980s, it's bordered by the Sudan and Ethiopia. A number of native languages. English is also one of the official languages. The Nakva is the currency. Asmara is the capital, and the population is about 5 million people. Ethiopia, another country that was important during the Cold War, went back and forth between under influence of the Americans and then the Soviets. It's a landlocked country, a beautiful country. I visited there a number of years ago. Amharic is the language, which you may recognize is the one of the few languages that is not Western, if you will. Addis Ababa is the capital, population about 100 million. Gabon, another French colony on the west coast of Central Africa. 1 CFA is the currency. Libreville is the capital. Fairly small population, even though it's a port. Gambia is in West Africa. It's this really narrow country that cuts across here. The language is English. The Dalasi is the currency. Banjul is the capital. Relatively small population of about 2 million people. Ghana is here. It's in the northern coast in West Africa. The Ivory Coast here, Burkina Faso here, Benin here. An English colony, a British colony. The Cedi is the currency. Accra is the capital. About 30 million people. Guinea, also part of West Africa here. The language there is French. 1 Ghanaian franc is the currency. Conakry is the capital. About 13 million people. Guinea Bissau is here. Again, part of West Africa between Guinea and Senegal. The language there is Portuguese, one of the Portuguese colonies along with Angola. The CFA is the currency. Bissau is the capital. Relatively small population of about 2 million. Kenya, a country you've probably heard about. Beautiful country, a lot of important parks and nature reserves. It was a British colony, and English and Swahili are spoken there. 1 Kenya shilling is the currency. Nairobi, the capital. A large country, almost 50 million people. Lesotho is in southern Africa, and it's bordered on all sides by South Africa. The language is Lesotho and English. 1 Loti is the currency, and Maseru is the capital. Liberia is in West Africa on the North Atlantic Ocean. It was set up by American slaves who went there to create a country. English is what is the language. 1 Liberian dollar is the currency. Monrovia is the capital, and the population is about 5 million people. Libya, part of the Arab coast, the northern coast of Africa. A civil war has been going on there for a number of years. Arabic is the official language. 1 Libyan dinar is the currency. Tripoli is the capital. It has oil, but its economy has been troubled for a number of years. Its official name is the Socialist People's Libyan Arab Jamahiriya. Madagascar, another island off the coast of Africa. Malagasy and French are the official languages. The Malagasy franc is the currency. Antananarivo is the capital. Fairly large population of almost 25 million people. Malawi is in southeastern Africa. English is the language. 1 Malawian kwacha is the currency. Lilongwe is the capital. Population of 17 million. Mali is a landlocked country in West Africa, another French colony. The CFA is the currency. Bamako is the capital, and a population of 17 million. Mauritania is here on the west coast. Arabic is the main languages, although there are local indigenous languages as well. The Oguia is the currency, and Nouakchott is the capital, about 4 million people, and it is an Islamic republic. Mauritius is another island in the southwestern Indian Ocean. The language is English. The currency is the rupee. The capital is Port Louis, 1.2 million people. Morocco is another part of the Arab tier in northern Africa. Arabic is the language officially. 1 Moroccan dirham is the currency, Rabat the capital, and about 34 million people. Mozambique is in southeastern Africa, another Portuguese colony. The currency is the Matico. Maputo is the capital, about 28 million people. Namibia, southwestern Africa, English, German, and Afrikaans. It was South Africa and Namibia were the two countries that were dominated by whites in Africa until the 1990s, about 2.5 million people. Niger is another French colony in West Africa. The CFA is the currency. Niamey is the capital. Nigeria is a complicated country, one of the more populous countries in Africa. The official language is English. It has a huge population of 180 million people. The Naira is the currency. It does have oil, although with the large population there is a great deal of poverty. It's also there that Boko Haram, an Islamist terrorist group, operates. Rwanda is in East Central Africa. Language is Kinyarwanda, French and English. 1 Rwandan franc is the currency. Kigali is the capital. About 11 to 12 million people. Sao Tome and Principe are other island countries. Another Portuguese colony, the Dobra is the currency. Sao Tome is the capital. Small population of about 200,000. Senegal is in West Africa, another French colony. The CFA is the currency. Dakar, there's a very famous road race in Senegal, 15 million people. The Seychelles, another island country in the western Indian Ocean. Seychellois, which is like Creole, is spoken there. French and English. The Seychelles rupee is the currency. Victoria is the capital. Very small population of less than 100,000 people. Sierra Leone is in West Africa. English is the language. The Leone is the currency. Freetown the capital. About 6.5 million people. Somalia is on the eastern coast of Africa. Somali is the official language. The Somali shilling is the currency. Mogadishu is the capital. About 11 million people. South Africa is one country I'm sure you've heard of. Afrikaans, English, a variety of local tribal languages. 1 rand is the currency. Pretoria is the capital. About 55 million people. South Sudan is a recently conceived country that was acknowledged as a country outside of Sudan. The language is English. The currency is the South Sudanese pound. Juba is the capital. About 12.5 million people. Sudan is an Arabic-speaking country, a Muslim country. South Sudan left because it is predominantly Christian. Arabic is the language. 1 Sudanese dinar. Khartoum, the capital. About 40 million people. Just south of Egypt, and again here on the Red Sea. Swaziland is a relatively small country. Swazi and English are spoken there. The Lingala is the currency. Mbabane is the capital, and about 1.3 million people. Tanzania, another beautiful country with a lot of conservation areas and wildlife. In East Africa, Kiswahili and English are the languages. The shilling is the currency. Dodoma is the capital, and about 53, 54 million people. Togo, relatively small country in West Africa. It is a French colony, former French colony. The CFA is the currency, Lomé the capital, and about 7 million people. Tunisia is another one of the Arabic countries in North Africa. Arabic is the language, Tunisian dinar currency, Tunis the capital. I spent a lot of time there when the Palestine Liberation Organization made its headquarters there. The population, a little more than 1 million people. It also is where the Arab uprising started in 2011. Uganda in East Africa, former British colony. The Ugandan shilling is the currency. Kampala is the capital. About 40 million people live in Uganda. Zambia is in South Central Africa, bordered by Malawi, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Angola, Botswana, and Namibia, part of Namibia. One Zambian kwacha is the currency, Lusaka the capital, and about 16 million people. Zimbabwe is in southern Africa. English is the language. One Zimbabwean dollar is the currency, Harare the capital. About 16 million people live there. It was formerly known as Rhodesia and was another outpost for whites in Africa under the apartheid, Zimbabwe and South Africa here. And that's it for now. Thanks very much, and we'll see you online. Goodbye now.